Hello my loves and welcome back to my channel.
Many of us are familiar with audio recordings through the mediums of music and narration.
Man, I love his voice.
It's not always the case that sounds are recorded solely for the purposes of entertainment. In fact, there is an abundance of disturbing and unexplainable sound captures littering the internet today.
Oh.
And even with the advances in technology allowing us to isolate and pick apart an audio clip, we're still not always able to offer up a logical account as to what the recording sounds really are. In this video, and in anticipation for David Paulides' new documentary, Missing 411 The Hunted, which is out today, one of which sounds we talk about in this video is included in David's new documentary, and it's one of the most disturbing sounds we've ever heard. And it's been heard by very few people. Do not forget to check out the new documentary by clicking the link in the description or in the comments. It's a documentary that you do not want to miss out on. Now, here we'll be exploring 5 scary and unexplained sounds recorded in the woods.
Okay.
As always, hit those lights, sit back, and enjoy.
Yeah, man.
2017 Whitset Sounds. One of the most recent spooky videos to appear on the internet in recent years is one which shows the creepy, distressed cries of what is likely an animal, although it's unknown what kind. The video, uploaded to YouTube on December the 16th, 2017, shows a thick, white blanket of snow and a dark wooded area. In amongst the trees, the sounds emerge of something, perhaps dying or wounded. The animalish screams of agony are chilling, to say the least. Take a listen.
What that is?
Stop! I could have dropped my croissant!
That's an animal? That's an animal?
What the Everyone else is hearing it too.
Filmed in Whitset, formerly Morristown in British Columbia, Canada, there appears to be nothing amiss on the snowy morning other than the disturbing sounds originating from the forest. Online users have theorized anything from Bigfoot to cows to a coyote. Many comments have spoken about hearing similar noises in the likes of Ontario and Missouri, but no one seems to have an understanding of what exactly is making the cries.
I mean, probably it's
While
an
many
animal,
articles
but...
online have looked at the video and attempted to figure out where the noises could be coming from, it seems no one is any closer to naming the creature making these horrific screams. Whispers of Yellowstone.
Ooh, how beautiful.
Documented since at least 1890, the unsettling sounds that emanate from the shores of Yellowstone or Shoshone lakes are described as ethereal organ music by some, and there are varying arguments for what is causing these creepy and mysterious sounds. While some believe it could be caused by seismic activity, others believe it's something more sinister, the spirits of those who drowned in the lakes in the past. The sounds are reported to only occur early in the morning and seem to appear out of nowhere. They are said to emerge from one direction and grow louder and more intense until it appears right above those who are in its presence and can hear it. Then, just as suddenly as it comes, the sounds fade away to nothing. Take a listen. Edward Linton, a professor of biology at Washington and Jefferson College in 1893, described the sounds as rather indefinite, reverberating sound characterized by a slight metallic resonance. In prior years, a geologist named Frank H. Bradley noted that the sound resembled something between a whistle and a horse whine, and they heard it every few moments whilst having breakfast. Others have said the sounds resemble human voices, a swarm of bees, or the sound of metal cables crashing against each other. Some of the most recent discussions about the whispers of Yellowstone Lake are as far back as the 1930s. Reportedly, interest in the lake music began to peter out in the 1960s, as did reports of the phenomenon. Even today, in 2019, no one knows for certain just what these sounds are, or where they come from.
I mean, they were creepy as hell, obviously.
2016 Rhode Island Sounds. On September the 6th, 2016, a user uploaded an odd video to YouTube, claiming it was from earlier that night at 7:50 p.m. in North Smithfield, Rhode Island. The user goes on to explain how they heard these strange, loud noises coming from the woods near their home. A radio tower is in the same direction, and the sounds lasted for about 15 to 20 minutes and then stopped. Unlike a lot of these type of videos, it's easy to hear the perplexing noises from the start. They sound metallic, almost like someone is cutting up metal. But Reddit users have suggested the sound could be high winds moving through the tower, or even feedback from equipment. After some YouTube comments, the uploader of the video gave watchers more background information.
You want me to bring the receipts? Do I need to bring the receipts, baby girl? Because I got receipts.
There was no wind the night the video was taken, and no trains nearby. They elaborated that any high winds in the area never resulted in the sounds featured in the video.
Yeah, that's all you can say. Can you come up with something else? Can you come up with something?
It was the first time they'd heard anything like it. Take a listen.
Yeah, it does sound like something metallic.
Yeah, man, this is too much.
Yeah, I mean, I think we got it, but
The audio in the first video lasts 1 minute 24 seconds.
damn, I
While
had
the
to
second
skip
video
it because
uploaded
I
by the
was like,
user featured the same chilling sound, lasted just 50 seconds. The clip was taken 5 minutes prior to the first episode. While many Reddit and YouTube commenters have given their 2 cents when it comes to the origins of the disturbing sound, no one knows for sure just what it is or where it's coming from.
I mean, it was really
There
weird.
appears to have been no updates from the original poster in recent years.
Why don't they update?
2014, Screaming in the Woods at Night.
Oh,
Arguably one of the most unsettling audio recordings on YouTube. This spooky video isn't disturbing for the fact that the sounds are unidentifiable, but because they sound so human-like. Recorded around 2 a.m. in December of 2014, a few days after Christmas, the user who made the recording claimed the screaming sounds were coming from the woods behind their house.
I said, ooh.
Although no exact location is given as to where the user lives, their accompanying Reddit post told the story of how the loud shouts and screams had gone on for a while and woken them up from sleep. Reportedly, it was freezing cold outside and there was snow.
obviously, I
The
mean,
user had a good view from their window since the woods slant down towards a creek, but they witnessed nothing. The following day, they searched their local papers for any assaults, robberies, or escaped prisoners or patients which may have occurred that night, but their forage for clues went unanswered. Take a listen.
Okay, so wait a minute. So you hear something that is going on. You hear screams of people that sound like people. I mean, we still have to listen to this. And instead of calling the police and be like, yo, just listen to this, because you could go into your backyard and be like, yo, listen to this, and they could hear it. But you don't do that. You just wait up until the morning, you go, you check it out yourself, and then you go and you check out the local paper. I mean...
It's getting weird.
This is what I said. I mean, he could have called the police, but no.
The distressed cries sound like that of a woman screaming for someone possibly named Karen, but online speculators have reported hearing different things. Some users believe the screams are that of a fox, who are known for their baby-like cries and disturbing yelps.
Oh, true.
Whilst others think it sounds like a child rather than an adult. Others are of the belief that someone is being heard or tortured, and some have heard the names Darren, David, or Jeremy. Some have theorized someone is searching for their missing pet, while others think it's the tantrum of a child and nothing more sinister.
But at 2 a.m.?
What do you think?
Maybe it was a fox, yeah, because foxes make those really weird sounds.
The Sierra Camp Mysteries. Within the vicinity of the Yosemite National Park, lying between it and Lake Tahoe, is the Sierra Camp, a hunting camp originating in the 1950s.
Hey, pretty.
The hidden area involves an 8-mile hike to
yeah.
reach it, and there's no obvious trail to get to the scenic spot.
Oh.
As the landscape shifts and changes throughout the year, it proves a difficult terrain to navigate. Not only this, but camp is open to a select few only, experienced, disciplined hikers. Unlike some who see hunting as a social opportunity and treat it as a party. The Sierra Camp does not involve alcohol in their trips. But these aren't the only reasons Sierra Camp is unusual. Over the years, many of its hunters have had bizarre, unexplainable experiences, and they have the physical evidence to prove it. And you're going to hear some of that now, here, for the first ever time, as it was released in the new documentary, Missing 411, The Hunted, which is out today. According to one of the original members of the camp, Ron Moorhead, the most notable instances of strange events is one that occurs most often in the evening. Ron first heard the sound in 1971, as they were accustomed to the call of the wild. Like bear growls or bird songs, the group of hunters was able to easily distinguish the sound that graced their ears from that of something commonly heard in the forest at night. The yowls and cries of an unidentified creature, possibly multiple, echoed throughout the forest. Quick to take action, the men retreated to their shelter and began to record the creepy sounds. The hunters mimicked the sounds they heard, only to be met with the same unusual cries. Take a listen.
It's all fun and games up until that animal actually comes up in here and he's like, yo, what's up? You were talking to me. What do you want to talk about? I mean, no,
There's two of them across the creek at the big rocks.
They submitted their recordings to Dr. R. Lynn Curlin, a professor of electrical engineering at the University of Wyoming. Based on the pitch and sound, the men had recorded multiple creatures, and they were estimated to have stood between 7'3" and 8 foot. When explored further, it was revealed that the creature's formant frequencies were far different to humans, as they were able to go way above and way below that of a person. Studies show that the recording was not pre-recorded, re-recorded, or doctored in any way. Naturally, the men were terrified. They feared their shelter would be destroyed by an onslaught of these giant, unknown monsters, but nothing happened. On a yearly basis, the men heard these startling, bizarre noises, but they were unable to capture images of the beasts. Others have offered the explanation of an unknown, intelligent life form walking the earth, and dispute any ideas that the recording is fake due to the dangers of trying to prank a group of armed hunters at night in the dark. Ron also speaks of a sound that once occurred which sounded like a huge churning fork above us, and which the men couldn't locate a source for, and later the sound of a car door slamming, even though their camp is an 8-mile hike into the mountains. He also tells the story at the time the hunters heard a huge commotion outside their shelter, which sounded as if their camp was being torn apart and ripped through, but upon looking outside they found nothing. Everything was in its place, and there were no sounds. Worryingly still, Ron and his men have even reported sights, not just sounds. And don't forget to check out the documentary to get the full story. Despite the unknown terrors that the men have faced in the past, they continue to visit the camp on a yearly basis. Ron believes the mystery of the Sierra camp needs to be understood.
If you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe so you can be a part of this pretty ass family. And as always, I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.